5 tane çözülmemiş creepiest unsolved mysteries, çözülememiş garip şey. Türk altyazısı var mı? Auto generated English. Bakalım bu ne? Çözülmemiş gizemli şeyler. Korkunç gizemli şeyler. Uzun linklerden alıyorum şu an. 5 numara.
Kevin Wynn, who was 25 at the time, went missing in the early hours of December 9th, 2018. His family said he was kicked out of a bar called the Brass Rail on Broadway after an altercation, and that's the last they've seen or heard from him. Family, friends, and strangers have been hoping to find him or hear from him ever since.
Ben bunu biliyorum lan
galiba. The following Sunday, nearly 150 volunteers and family members gathered at Lakeside Park to continue the search. The family searched the banks of the St. Joseph and St. Mary's rivers, and also the area around the Brass Rail. The following Thursday, they found his glasses broken in the parking lot of the bar. Kevin's family stated that his vision was very bad, and the fact that his glasses were broken and left behind was a very bad sign, and there's no way he'd be able to make his
Şu anda da sesimiz çok yüksek herhalde, değil mi?
way around without seeing. Management at the bar told the family that Kevin had entered the bar 4 times the night he went missing. There's an Arby's down the road from the bar that had given the family 2 videos. They show Kevin walking by the restaurant alone. One around 1:40 in the morning, the other around 2:45 in the morning. The Brass Rail has given their surveillance video to detectives, but after 2 long years with no word, the family has become less hopeful. Many people believe he had broken his glasses and without his vision simply stumbled into the river and drowned. But if
gözlüğünü kırıp göle düşmüş
this were the case, the body would have been found during the multiple searches of the river, or at the very least, the body would have been washed up somewhere by now. In 2002, Michaela Lawrence, who was 12 at the time, and her entire family received news that her father had been in a fatal car accident. His body was barely recognizable from the wreck. The family, of course, opted for a closed casket funeral. A few weeks after the funeral, things started appearing in the mailbox of the Lawrence household. Small packages with Michaela's name written on them. The packages would come once every few weeks. The first package was a small knick-knack type item. It was a decorative model glow-up Big Ben clock statue. It was a familiar piece that Michaela's mother recognized from the house somewhere. A few weeks later, another package came. This package contained an old antique stopwatch from the 50s. It didn't work anymore, but once again, it looked familiar to Michaela's mother. None of the packages said who they were from or where they came from. A few more weeks later, on Michaela's 13th birthday,
ya özetle adam öldükten sonra her hafta ailesinin evine paket yollamaya başlamış.
A card in an envelope ended up in the mailbox, and written on it was Michaela's name again.
Sonra zarf.
The card was a happy birthday card, but once again, the mother recognized this card, and the handwriting was familiar. It was the handwriting of her thought-to-be-deceased husband.
Kocasının
it was
el
a card that the
yazısıymış.
couple had given to their daughter years ago, and it was signed Love, Mom, and Dad. This confirmed her suspicions that the items that had been arriving in the mail were possessions from the house, those of her husband's. She tried to check the safe in the bedroom closet to see if anything was missing, but mysteriously the safe combination no longer seemed to work no matter how
şifresi değişmiş sonra.
many times she tried. She tried going to the police about the packages at her house, but police couldn't do anything except advise to install some kind of security system. To this day, it's not known who sent the packages or how whoever sent them got a hold of them.
Garipti lan. Adam ölüyor ama adam sanki kendi yolluyor gibi paketler geliyor eve ve kasanın şifresi falan demiş. Biraz scam, bilmiyorum ki, gizemli ama yani.
Leaves disappeared on June 20th, 2006 from the town Paderborn
Bence
in
scam
Germany.
değil ya.
Her body was found almost 4 months later on October 4th, 2006.
The
circumstances of her disappearance are mysterious, especially since she's believed to have made contact with her friends between her disappearance and her death. 2006 was the year of the Football World Cup in Germany. Frauke met with some friends at the Old Triangle Irish pub in downtown Paderborn to watch some of the games. Her mom dropped her off at the pub around 9 p.m. During the Sweden-England match, she exchanged text messages with an acquaintance until the battery of her cell phone ran out. She then borrowed the battery of her friend, but the friend said that she returned the battery before leaving. At about 11 p.m., Frauke left the bar. It's assumed that she walked home, because she was said to only have about €5 on her at that point. Her flat was about 1 mile away from the pub. Nobody knows which path she took, because nobody saw her after she left the pub. Her flatmate Chris claimed that she never arrived in the flat. At 12:49 a.m., her roommate received a text from Frauke. which stated that she'd be back late. She did not appear at work the following day, and after she was not in the apartment, Frau K's mother reported her missing. Over the next few days, Frau K contacted her roommate 5 times over cell phone. The calls were usually short and during the evening hours, and did not contain a lot of information about her situation.
Pili nasıl ödünç alıyor? 2006 oğlum, bataryayı çıkartıp vermiştir işte.
But answered further questions evasively or mysteriously. The last phone call was received on the evening of June 27th, while Frau K's sister was present. Frau K got asked by her sister if she was held against her will, and she supposedly said yes, but then immediately corrected herself by saying no in a louder tone. After that, the contact of Frau K was lost. According to police, during these phone calls, Frau K's cell phone was in various industrial zones of Paderborn. The police also assumed that the calls were placed from within a car that was driven to those areas. The case was never solved.
Yani. 2 ile 1'i merak etmedim desem beni deler misiniz?
Jack Wheeler held many important positions throughout his lifetime. He was a chairman for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, a senior planner for Amtrak,
bu da mı
official of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and
çeviriden hiçbir şey anlaşılmıyor, evet.
His value to his community made him much worse when Jack disappeared on December 28th, 2010, after exiting an Amtrak near Wilmington, Delaware. He was later seen on December 30th at 10th and Orange Street in Wilmington. On December 31st, his body was discovered by a landfill worker as it fell onto a trash heap in the Cherry Island landfill. His death was later ruled a homicide. His death was ruled to be due to assault and blunt force trauma. It was determined that all of the stops the garbage truck had made that day involved large commercial disposal bins in Newark, a few miles from Jack's home. Prior to Jack's death, he was cited several times. On December 29th, he was cited at the Newcastle...
Evet, çok merak etmedim bunu. Çok merak etmedim. Hala olmuyor musun? Evet.
Secde 049 varsa...
Başarılı chat.